Good morning, friends. This video is meant for all the parents, all the intellectuals, teachers, and children. Particularly, what happens that we all believe that children can do themselves everything. That is a big mistake. There is a greater contribution of the parents and teachers in the growth and development of a child. The child may be in primary section, the child may be in secondary section, or the child may be in higher secondary section. The growth mindset of the child depends totally on nurturing by either by the parents or by both parents and teacher. Friends, that we often see and we often find that sometimes the children lack self-esteem. They get disappointed on poor performance, or sometimes they go on traditional way of reading and learning, so they don't develop a specific talent such as exploration, curiosity. So we have to develop a growth mindset, fostering a growth mindset, encouraging curiosity, and making them developing learning and building resilience by framing mistakes as learning opportunities. See, there is a need to foster curiosity. Generally, what happens that in schools and colleges also, children go on learning in a traditional manner, but when they are curious to know why this is happening, say for example, we always see in physics that an experimental concept is being proved. So when you are doing an experiment on any concept, that makes you understand that how and why it is happening. So how and why are very important words in learning, atmosphere, learning scenario. While interacting with your children, always try to develop a kind of understanding that your child has a brilliant mindset. The only thing that you have to ignite their curiosity by interacting in a very positive manner, fostering a growth mindset. See, whenever you talk to your children, whether they are kids or whether they are grown up, maybe they are in class 11 and 12, you may not have this knowledge of his subject matter, but you have the attitude and you have a growth mindset. You can ask simply some questions that what is happening in your school? Is there any new, program going on? Is there any debative competition going on? Is there any project going on? Even if you put a small questions, that will ignite their mind to go for a curiosity, and then they will think of what is happening. So there is a need to encourage exploration, so enthusiasm for their interest. What happens, we generally believe whenever we come from the office or whenever we come from our work, we sit with the children, we talk about. So when you are talking about relaxation and entertainment, leave out mobile for some time and interact with them and know their interest, what they're interested in. Suppose if they're interested in good food, to be prepared at home, so then give them the opportunity to help their parents, particularly mother, to prepare a good dish at home. And while they are preparing good dish, then there only throw a topic and discuss and ask them to explore why this kind of thing is being there in the mind of the children. So help them build up a kind of exploring activities, exploring in subjects. Any subject can be explored. Language can be exploring, science can be exploring subject. Day to day projects and day to day problems can be exploring. Facilitate the children in such a way that they start developing scientific temperament. There is a need to make the mindset of the child having scientific temperament, logical thinking, critical thinking, and above all, make them growth mindset, that they always learn something new every day. Add. So if you are educated, you can incorporate your own education into the growth of the child. If even if you are educated just a mediocre, not you are a very brilliant, parent, but then also you can contribute your attitude and your way of learning to the child's. And sometimes you have to make the child understand that even in the digital era, there is a need to interact with parent. There's a need to interact with the teacher. There's a need to interact with your brothers and sisters, siblings. If a house has two, one sister, elder sister, who has already cracked one exam, she has cracked UPSC and she has become IS. And if there is another child who is there in the same house, she can inspire that child to go for any brilliant career like UPSC and engineering or medical or any management or even any kind of creative art and craft, anything that the child is interested. So know the child's interest from the beginning. Try to understand what the child is fascinated with. Whether he's fascinated with novels, then he can be a good writer. He can compose good poems. If he's interested in reading stories, he could be a very good story writer. Ask questions. Now, this questioning is the best way of learning. Even if whenever we are talking and conversing with the children, the conversation must be on some productive topic. Always ask questions. Questions must be there, and develop inquiring behavior. Always inquire about what they are learning in schools. If they are learning something new, try to incorporate your own knowledge to that, and then discuss the matter about it. What is happening around the world? What is happening in USA, or what is happening in England, in abroad? The global scenario, and add your own experience to that one. Make learning a fun. See what happens, that is still some teachers in the classes teach with the traditional way, lecture ways. Now the children are not in habit of listening to lecture. Involve them in learning, and involve them in learning means make them a part of interaction. Allow them to interact on the subject matter and ask questions with you and with their friends. Make them able to create groups and go for discussion on the topic. There is no need to deliver a lecture is the most boring thing. The children do not want to listen, and information based lecture is no more useful in class because they are full of information. The social media has already fed them with a lot of information, so information is not going to give and create them any kind of new knowledge. The best thing is that involve them in the activities which are fun loving, which are enjoyable, and then introduce the topic in that manner so that they can, like, you can act while you're teaching literature. You can make them role play, give them, distribute them the role play. If you're talking about, or if you're teaching Julius Caesar, give them the role of Caesar, Calpurnia and all, and allow them to make the play interesting in their own way. You only supervise. Your work is to supervise. A teacher is now a facilitator of learning. Now no more he's a teacher. He's no more the instructor. Giving instruction will not help. Most important, always use positive reinforcement. A specific praiseworthy. You are an excellent child. You have brilliant mind. Always say to your children. Parents generally, undermine the children's, self-esteem by saying, you are not performing well. Your marks are not increasing. And marks is not the index of performance. Why are you asking about the marks? The child may get, out of 20, 15, doesn't matter. But the child has interest in exploring ideas and adding something to the learning aspect. That child must be appreciated, and his idea and concept must be praised by saying, well, your concept is brilliant. You are a brilliant child. Always give a positive praise, a specific praise. Use certain words like saying, always say to your children, you are stronger than any person. Your concepts are more brilliant. They're brilliant, and they're always, encouraging. Then encourage self-reliance. Sometimes they search on internet, the ideas to make the project. No, ask them to make a small research among their brothers and sisters at home. focus on their strength. If a child has a strength of exploring ideas, allow him to explore by reading different books or different getting information from different ideas, and then incorporating ideas along with his friends and his siblings. Use affirmatives that builds confidence, and always say that you are braver than you believe. Be a positive role model. See, the parents always, they don't have a smile on their face when they see the child. They always, keep on scolding. This is very bad. Always smile, give smiling appearance to the child whenever you go, and always give them praise. That if they are dressed well, they said, wow, how beautiful you are dressed, how smartly you are dressed. Every aspect of the child's accomplishment must be celebrated. If the child has achieved one, medal in sports, let it be celebrated at home. You can go to a hotel, celebrate this achievement. The child will get acknowledgement of, praise and achievement. That will give him igniting force to his mind, and then he will try more to. If a child is very good at cricket, allow him to play cricket, because besides his studies, sports also makes him, a kind of a good human being. Sports make them learn how to, play together, how to help one another. So a kind of cooperation is developed. Then allow the child to, talk to the other children. Don't make him self-confined. Don't. Many of the parents believe that no, if the child is interacting with other children, his behavior will be influenced. No, no, not like that. The child's expression is very important. The child expresses his ideas. That is important. Make him a little bit fluent with the ideas of the people, ideas of the teachers and the parents, and talk about some social topics or some brilliant topics that at home on the dining table, so that the child may be interested to know why this is happening and how this is happening. And that is what I wanted to incorporate. Thank you. Have a nice day. This is Eddie Singh on the channel Is English by Eddie Singh.